Have you ever wondered what makes a millionaire successful? I've wondered the same thing, but over the last few years, I've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with some very successful individuals. Here are 6 habits that millionaires are doing that you can start implementing in your life today. Habit number 1. Millionaires surround themselves with the right people. They know that success is not achieved alone, and so they actively seek out relationships with people who inspire, motivate, and challenge them. They understand the power that comes from relationships and almost create like an ecosystem of like-minded individuals that fosters an environment for growth, encouragement, positivity, and accountability. They also recognize the value of learning from somebody who has more experience and knowledge. And so they actively seek out guidance from mentors. And oftentimes millionaires have a mentor in multiple different areas in their life. You know, athletes are a great example of this. Whether you're Tiger Woods or LeBron James, they are surrounded by coaches who push them and encourage them to do better. Who you surround yourself has a profound impact, not only on your mindset, but also your achievements. They recognize that negative influences can hinder their progress significantly, and so they're very intentional about surrounding themselves with individuals who share common goals and who share common values. You become a reflection of the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
All right, coming at you with habit number 2, which will probably surprise you. It surprised me quite a bit, because I think what people see about millionaires is they see the flashy. They see the very most expensive cars and the jewelry and the tailored clothes. And the truth is, a lot of self-made millionaires you would never ever know, because habit number 2 is frugality. They are very frugal with the things that they do. It might surprise you to know that there have been studies done that absolutely prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that delayed gratification is one of the biggest indicators of success and happiness. And this study is super fun. I highly recommend that you Google it. It's called the Marshmallow Study. And they did this with a group of children, probably first grade-ish. It was absolutely adorable. You really enjoy watching the study. And they went in and they gave the child a marshmallow on a plate. And they said, look, if you can just sit here for 15 minutes and not eat that marshmallow, when I come back in the room, I'm gonna give you 2 marshmallows. And then they filmed what happened, and it was absolutely adorable. Some of the kids were just like looking at the marshmallow and they couldn't stand it. And one kid even grabbed it and just licked it just a little bit, just a little taste, because they couldn't stand it. Well, guys, they followed up with those kids 20 years later. And the children that were able to delay the gratification and get 2 marshmallows, those same children are some of the most successful adults out there. And so it absolutely is a really big deal to be frugal and delay your gratification if you want to be a millionaire. And then once you get there, guys, you don't change, because it's a habit now. So I'm going to tell you about a couple people. I'm sure you've heard their names, just to kind of hit this habit home so that you really hear it and that you really apply it. So Warren Buffett, I'm sure you've heard his name. Billionaire, billionaire, billionaire. I'm not a billionaire. He is one, so maybe I should do more of what he does instead of what I do. This man purchased a home in 1958, and guess what, folks? He's still living in the exact same modest home. There's no gates, there's no guards that you have to go through. You can go knock on the man's door, which is just mind-boggling to me. He's often seen at McDonald's enjoying breakfast. At McDonald's, guys. Warren Buffett could eat anywhere he wants. He could have a private chef, he could have it all. But he lives frugally. Why? Because it's a habit. And once that habit is in place, habits are very hard to break. Here's another name you've probably heard of, Sara Blakely. Guys, she's the lady who invented Spanx, right? This woman, out of her living room, created this business and is worth billions of dollars herself. And you know, when she kicked it all off, talk about frugality. She didn't rent a nice big hotel to kick it all off. She did it in her apartment. So frugality is definitely a huge habit that's super important, so do what you can.
Habit number 3. Another thing that millionaires have in common is, of course, their persistence and resilience. They have the mental and emotional strength required to be able to navigate the stress and uncertainty that comes with life. Now, you may be asking, how is that possible? It really comes down to 2 things. 1 is the way they think, and 2, it's the power of implementing small habits into your daily routine. Millionaires maintain a positive mindset, practice self-discipline, and prioritize activities in their day-to-day life that enhances their overall well-being, such as exercise, journaling, meditation, healthy eating, waking up early. The list can go on. By taking care of their overall well-being, not only physically, but also mentally, they essentially fortify themselves to be able to handle whatever comes their way effectively. Failure is a great example of this. Because they have shifted the way that they think, they're able to take failure and embrace it as a learning experience and view setbacks and obstacles as an opportunity for growth. Rather than allowing these obstacles and setbacks to discourage them, they're able to essentially take themselves out of the picture and analyze what went wrong, make adjustments, and use the lessons from that experience to propel them moving forward.
Okay, now we got habit number 4. So you've got 3 down, we're on number 4, and number 4 is discipline and hard work. And that might sound like cuss words to you a little bit. However, I want to talk to you just a little bit about discipline. Every single person that you know and every single person that you've known of, that have, even people that have achieved incredible things, they have a limited amount of discipline. And you're going, no. That I have people tell me, I'm looking at you and you have so much discipline. Well, let me just tell you something. I am not a heavily disciplined person. However, I learned how. And so it's by creating a habit. And guys, you have the most amount of discipline when you first wake up in the morning. The rest of the day, your discipline wanes. Every time that you avoid something, let's say that you have a bowl of M&Ms on your desk and you want those M&Ms, but you resist them. All day long you resist them. That night you go home and you eat an entire cheesecake. Why? Because you spent all of your discipline on that bowl of M&Ms. So you want to set up your environment so that you don't have those kind of things that mess with your discipline. When you look at someone who has achieved a ton and you wish that you could have achieved that much and you think that it's because they have more discipline than you, that's just not true. You have just as much discipline as anyone else first thing in the morning. And so what high achievers do is they create habits first thing in the morning that carry them through. So for example, I work out at least 6 days a week. That was a big problem for me in the beginning. I had to have an incredible amount of discipline to get that habit set. However, once the habit is set, it's just like, this is what I do. I wake up, I work out, right? So you set yourself up with those. So you will hear a lot of people tell you that it's really easy. All you have to do is this, that, and the other, and you can be successful. And the truth is, it is simple. It's truly simple. However, I disagree that it's easy. You have to actually work. Elon Musk, you heard of that guy? Elon Musk is a really good example. And his quote in here, let me just read this to you exactly. He says, work like heck, only you can imagine it wasn't heck. Work like heck. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100 hours a week every week. Quote from Elon Musk, 80 to 100 hours a week every week. You look at him and you think, oh, he doesn't have to do anything. He never has to work another day in his life to live a life that the rest of us couldn't even imagine. Yet he's still doing it and he's still working and he still has incredible amount of success. If Elon Musk is known really well for his incredible work ethic, maybe you should try and work just a little bit harder. So still on hard work and discipline, here's another incredible example. Everyone knows who Oprah Winfrey is. Winfrey is a media mogul. Everyone looks at Oprah Winfrey and just has their own opinion of who she is and what she is, but there's no one who can say that the woman is not a hard worker and that she has incredible discipline. Now, there are times, guys, that you look at someone and you judge them on one aspect of their lives, and maybe that one aspect, they don't have a ton of discipline in that aspect, but they've got so much discipline in all the other aspects that it kind of just, it carries it. The real thing we're looking for is balance, though. When you can be disciplined in taking care of yourself, then you can take care of everybody else. So hard work and discipline, go get them, Tigers.
Habit number 5. So millionaires embrace a growth mindset. They know that growth does not end with success, it begins with it. Instead of becoming complacent, they have an unwavering pursuit for knowledge and are constantly looking for ways to improve on their skills and expand their knowledge. They integrate learning into their daily lives, both personally and professionally. They invest their time and resources to actively seek out knowledge, whether that be reading, audiobooks, podcasts, mentorship, workshops, seminars, whatever they can get their hands on to learn, they're gonna take that opportunity. They also embrace new challenges that pushes them outside of their comfort zone. This commitment to growth allows them to adapt to circumstances and capitalize on any opportunities that come their way, both personally and professionally.
So the number 6 is goal setting and planning. And I get it, like seriously, you want me to write down what I want and then it's just gonna appear? No. But it does bring it into your consciousness. We have something in our brains that's called the reticular activating system. Some people call it the RAS. So the reticular activating system, best way to describe it is whatever car is the last car that you purchased, once you got that car and you're driving down the road, you see all the other cars that are just like it, that you never noticed before. Our brains have to be able to delete things. We can't possibly pay attention to absolutely everything at one time. And so we delete the things that don't have an immediate impact on us, and we don't notice those cars. Once we own one, we can't help but notice those cars. And so when you write your goals down, it activates the RAS system in your brain to help you start moving forward towards it. Guys, I know it's gonna sound just out of the world and crazy and all that, and I don't care because I know it works. I literally know it works. I came from beyond nothing, and now I'm living a life that, oh my gosh, it is so cool. I love my life, and I want you to love your life. And so in order to do that, you have to get past some of your blocks, like it's stupid to write goals. Well, okay, it might be stupid, but talk to everyone who has achieved what you would like to achieve and ask them, did you write goals? And I guarantee you they're gonna say they did. So not only do you need to have a goal, you also need to have a plan for its attainment. And so when you do your goal setting, Tony Robbins, everybody knows who Tony Robbins is. He's my hero. He absolutely revolutionized my life. He changed my life. The 5 different points where I was going, I was just at a crossroads, and his information helped me go the right way. And he says, quote, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. It's step 1. Right? Take the first step. And guys, they always say the first step is the hardest step. And so goal setting is very, very important. Mary Kay Ash, if that name doesn't quite ring a bell, Mary Kay Cosmetics, there you go. Okay, so Mary Kay Ash, when she created her business, that was a time when women, there is an inequality in America in the pay between men and women, and it's still pretty significant. However, Mary Kay Ash was determined in a time when it was huge. The pay difference was massive. And she was determined to give women an opportunity to have their own business. And she came out with high quality products, and she empowered these women. That was her whole point of Mary Kay Cosmetics, was to empower these women to be able to make a living for themselves, to be able to contribute to their family's household income. And she did it, and she stuck to it. There were countless opportunities for her to go into retail, and a lot of people said, please come bring your products into retail, and she said no, because my purpose was to take care of these women. So stick to your guns, set your goals, figure out what your goals are, and figure out a plan for their attainment. If you are not giving value, you will not be receiving anything of value back. What you give out in life, Brian Buffini, one of my favorite people, says, give it out in slices and it comes back in loaves. right? And so when you really focus on creating value, everything comes back to you in a good way. If you want to be a millionaire, folks, go help 1 million people, solve 1 million people's problem. That's what it's about. If you're putting junk out there, you're going to get junk back. And so constantly, one of my favorite people here, Steve Jobs used to walk around, and I cannot imagine if I had worked for him, it would have driven me crazy. They would come up with something incredible, the first iPhone, and it was so superior to anything that was anywhere around. And they came out with this, and they would show it to him, and it's like, we're done. And he'd say, how can we make it better? Always was looking to improve the value to you, to the final consumer, right? So guys, whatever it is you're putting out there to try and make money, do your very best and be yourself. Put it out there and be you. Thanks for listening. Good luck.